Hey, so I wanted to show you how you can build your own mobile business card, a virtual, digital, whatever you want to call it. I call it a mobile card. It's got your call, your text, your email, your website, and you just click and it's going to pull up stuff on your phone. And it's really cool. And I'm going to show you how to make this for free. So what you're going to need to do is set up a free account with JotForm. Now I will include a link below. It is an affiliate link so that if you ever sign up for a paid account, JotForm has other products that are really good products that may be beneficial to you and your business. So you can definitely take a look at that, but you can just sign up for a free account. So you will click sign up here and then you'll go in and just go through the process of setting up your account. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. And once you get logged in, you might see some pop-ups, whatever. You can just close all of this. We're not going to even worry about the forms right now. This is an account where you can set up forms that people can fill out. But we're going to go over to the products here, and you can see they have a bunch of different products. And we're going to use the JotForm apps. So I'm going to go ahead and say get started now with a new app. And we are going to start from scratch. Now you may see these other options to use a template or something else here. We're just going to go ahead and build from scratch, but you're welcome to explore that other stuff as well. So before we do anything, there's a couple steps that I want to take just so I don't forget. So I want to go into the settings and I want to make sure to turn this one off because we're not going to use this at all. We're going to go ahead and get the icon set up. And we're going to give this a name, the app name as well. So this is what's going to appear when somebody saves this to their cell phone. So I'm just going to put demo user, and that would be the name. And then we're going to edit the icon. I'm going to actually go put it on an image. So we're going to upload, and I'm going to use a square image for this. This is what I recommend because I've tested some different images and this just works the best. So we've got a square image. And then the splash screen is going to be the same. It's going to have that square image. And I will get into this a little later, but we're going to go ahead and turn this on. We want to enable the push notifications, and I'll show you why that might be beneficial to you. So with that, the last thing I want to do is go to publish, and I want to go to the settings here, and we want to uncheck this box down here. And otherwise it puts a little icon in the menu of the app, and we don't want that there. So we're going to uncheck that. And now we can go ahead and start building. So the first thing we'll do is we'll put the photo in real quick. And I'm going to go upload again, and we're going to use this circle photo because I think it looks sharp if it's a circle. You can do it however you'd like. And then I'm going to actually change the overall style. I like the black. So I'm going to go, I'm going to go to black. And then I'm also going to, actually I should have done this first. I like to use this black thing here, and then I'm going to change this just so the whole thing is a solid black background. You can use whatever color scheme you'd like. And now I need to actually go and fix it here because it changed that. So do this one first and then go into the header and change that style there. And then also you have this box here. So we're going to start putting buttons in here, and you can see as I put things in, the box stays gray. It's not black. And I'm going to actually load in 6 buttons, and I'll show you why, because we're going to use 6 buttons to build this card. I want this box to be black. I don't want to have it gray. But just because it's going to be easier to see these for a minute. So let's go in and just do some quick setup on these. So we're going to shrink each one of these, and then the style, we want it to be rounded and full, and we're going to change it to white so we can see it really well. Okay, so properties here, rounded, full, and shrink. Actually, let me just do this really fast first. I'm just going to go shrink really quick because it stays on that same page. So we have all the buttons the same size. And then we're going to go to style and go rounded and full. And we'll change it to white. Rounded, full, change to white. Rounded, full, change to white. And rounded, full, change to white. Okay. Oh, we didn't get this one here. All right, so we have all the buttons now. You can't see them yet in the demo because we haven't activated any of these yet. So let's go ahead and now that these are all white, we can see them. I want to change this background. So let's just go to the settings here, and it's in this list background color right here. We're going to go ahead and change that to black. So if you wanted that color to actually be prominent and stand out, you know, then you can certainly change it, but it's going to be, it's across your entire app. So just be aware of that. Oh, and we forgot up here, sorry, I'm kind of bouncing around here. We can adjust the image size. So if you want the image to be a little bit bigger, and I kind of change this based on how it looks in the app, because I like to have everything. So if you can see on my phone here, I like to have everything so that it fits like on the screen, so that you don't really have to scroll to see things on the home screen. So that's just my preference, but yeah. And then for the general, you would change this to your name. So we'll just call it demo user. And then down here, you could have a title. So if you wanted to say, you know, you're the owner, or you're a realtor, I can't spell, or, you know, whatever, you could put your title down there. So that's just another little option. So let's start setting up all of our buttons. What we're going to do is we're going to click on the properties, and you can see here we have different actions available for each of these buttons. So the first one is going to be really easy. We're going to do a call, and I'm going to put in +1. This is just how I format all of my numbers in the US. +1, and then I'm just going to put in some numbers here. And there is my phone number I'm going to use. So I'm going to copy that because we're going to use that again in a minute. And this is going to be call. Okay, so then the next button, we're going to actually leave it as the URL, and we want to do a text button. So I'm going to go SMS, and then I'm going to do colon, and then I'm going to put that phone number in, and I'm going to type text. And now you can see we have buttons starting to appear on our mobile card. So when this is on your phone, you'll be able to click this button to call, click to text, and so forth. So the next one we are wanting to do, I'm going to pull this up on my phone so I can see. So the next one is our email. So we're going to select the email option. This is going to by default put in an email address. You can put it to whatever you need that to be. Oh, and let's change the button text to email. And then our next one is going to be the website. So type that, and then you just put in your site.com. So you got your website. And then down here, so this is something unique that I've done for my clients. I've worked with a lot of real estate clients over the years. But this is great if you have an office and you want people to be able to navigate to your office. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to use this navigate to, and we need to have a page here. So let's go ahead and create a page. So just add page, and then I'm going to call the page office address. And we are going to add in an iframe widget. So iframe embed. We're going to add that. I don't know why I did that. Bring it back down here. There we go. So we're going to add in this iframe widget and go into the settings, and we need to get a URL. So I'm just going to go and type in 4528 Happy Valley Road. I don't know if there's okay, here we go. Not now. So we'll just go to Happy Valley Road, and we're going to go to maps. And it's giving us a couple different here. I'm going to go and just select this one. I have no idea where this is, in Arizona somewhere. And then we want to click, so you'd put your address in, and then we want to click this share button, and we want to get the embed. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this whole thing really quickly, and I'm going to pull it up in a notepad. And all we need is the URL. So where it says HTTPS and then the address. So I'm going to go ahead and delete right in front of that. And then at the end, the only part we need from the end, so right here where it has this last little parentheses, and you've got the width, height, all of that stuff, that can all go. So we're just going to hit delete. So this is what we need to set this up. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to the app, and I'm going to embed that URL. And now what we have here, so let's go up and I'll finish this and show you how this works. Let's go to properties. We're going to put office address, and we want to navigate to the page office address. And I'm going to put one more thing in that office address section. So this paragraph, I'm going to grab and drop that in here. And I'm going to say click view larger map to open navigation on your phone. And we want this to be legible, so I need to make the font white because we're on a black background, remember? And that's just a little message. You can put whatever you want there, but that's just a little message to help people out so that they know for sure to click here. But the way this works is, let me go back to the home screen. So when somebody clicks on the office address, it's going to pull this page up. And if you click view larger map on a cell phone, it's going to pull up your GPS navigation so that you can navigate to that address. So really, really cool feature. The next button that we're going to change is this one here. And we're just going to make this a share button. And it's already built into this platform. So just click share. And now you can put a custom message here. So you could say, you know, something like get the mobile business card for demo user. And that's just the message that will be seen. So now when I click on share, it's going to actually pop this up on my phone, and I can share it via email, text, social media, just whatever the options are that are available on your cell phone. So really easy way to share this. And this is great. So you can share this with your clients, but somebody else can also share it to refer you, you know, so maybe you get some business that way as well. So very cool feature. Now this is kind of, you know, it doesn't look bad necessarily, the way this is set up, but I like to break things up a little bit. So like our main contact info is technically up here, your number, your email, your website. So I like to put a little divider line in here, and then we have a little additional information here. Now, if you didn't want to have this here, you could always just have it up in the menu. And just to make this a little bit more clear, let's go into the navigation menu, and we're going to type in menu. So now you can see, you know, this is clearly a menu that has more stuff in it. So that would be one thing that you could do there. Another thing that you could do if you didn't want this menu, because you can certainly turn this off, it's still going to leave this blank space at the top. There's not a way that I have found to remove that. But if you just wanted to have it all based on the card here, you could put another button in, for example, that says, let's see, I'm going to change the style and color. So maybe I'll just do a green one here, and then do rounded, full, and navigate to a page. We're going to create a page just as an example page. And I'm going to call this more. So this would be another way, if you didn't want to have that menu in the top there, this would be another way to have a menu. But let's go ahead and change this. We'll say more stuff, or I don't know, whatever you want to put, more stuff, menu, whatever. And then down in this menu page, you could have other buttons. So where's our buttons here? So we could have some other buttons that say like office address, and then we'll change the style again, and I don't know, I'm gonna do blue for a minute, and oops, rounded, full. So you could have, oh whoops, I forgot to add that to the page. So you could have other buttons instead of having stuff up here. You could have this more menu that goes to other things that you have inside of your app. So that links to other stuff. So now when I click that, it's going to get me there as well. So you can play around with this and really organize it however you like. I think it's fine. I don't think we need to have this particular page. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and delete that for now because we don't really need that. And we'll delete that because we don't need that. Okay. So we don't really need that page. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn the menu back on because I don't think that's bad. I think that works well just to have that menu there with other things. But you can create additional pages. So, you know, for example, if you wanted to have an about page. So let's go about me. And you don't have to put that, you don't have to do anything else. You can just leave it here. It's in the menu and you can reorganize these as well. So if we go into the navigation and go to pages, if you want the about me to be before the office address, for example, on the menu, because the office address is on the home screen here. But you can kind of reorganize however you want. And then you could put in, for example, you could put an image in. So let's just go ahead and upload. Let's do this one right here. So you could upload this image and then we'll shrink it down so that it's not quite so big. And then put in a little paragraph. Me and my business. And then make sure again that you change the text color to white so we can read it. And now you have in the menu here, you have this about section that's going to talk about you, your business, whatever. So if there's other things that you want to share with people, if you have other things, like if you have other, I don't know, if you have other links or whatever that you need to share, you could create a page and just put buttons on that have different links that take people to different parts of your website for different purposes, whatever you'd like to do. And you can scroll through here and see there's other things. You can add videos, for example. So you could have a page that has some video content about you. You can also, another thing that's fun to do, I'm gonna go ahead and delete that because we don't need it. We can add social icons as well. So if you want to have a way for people to get to your social accounts, go ahead and change the color to white. And then you can see you've got YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Facebook, Flickr, Vimeo, Instagram, Foursquare, Tumblr, Pinterest, StumbleUpon, Dig. I wish they had a custom option where you could add your own custom icon, but it is what it is. So those are the options there. If you have other social media accounts, maybe you don't want to use this and maybe you want to create a page for that. But I think this looks good. It just, you know, adds a little bit more depth to the card here. And, you know, again, if you want the image to be a little bit bigger, maybe to kind of offset that a little more, make it look, you know, kind of pushed everything down just a little bit. You know, you can just play around with this and do whatever you want. Now there's one last thing I want to show you, and this I think this is really a game changer. So I'm going to add a page and I'm going to call this page updates. And I'm going to add, where is it here? I'm going to add this card option. So this is really cool. You can go in here and I'm just going to put today's date, which is 6/27/25, and then something cool. So you put in whatever your title is, and then here's where you'll talk about whatever you're wanting to share. And if this is something like, maybe there's something on your website you want people to go check out or whatever, but you have the option to make an action as well. So this is set to none by default, but you can go and send people to a website, or if you want people to call you about something, an offer you have, whatever, or if you want them to navigate to another page inside of your app, you can do that. But then what you can do is go into your settings, and we have this push notification option. So what this does is when people install your mobile card or your app on their phone, they're going to see this pop up when they open the app from their phone. So when they click that icon and open it that way, they'll see this option to give permission essentially to receive notifications. So you can edit this message that they'll see so that you can explain why you're going to send those notifications or updates, and you can have that be a little bit more clear. But then what you can do is you can send out push notifications, and they're going to get this on their phone. They're going to see a notification at the top of their screen, or like this on the lock screen, whatever. And you can put in something, a little catchy title to grab their attention. And then you've only got 250 characters here, but you could say, go check out the updates tab of my card for whatever new thing it is or whatever. And then when they click on that, they can come in here, they can go to the menu, click updates, and see your little message. So this is really cool to me. This is an opportunity for you to actually have continued interaction with people. That obviously you can't do this with a paper business card, but to be able to go and send push notifications to the people, your clients, who have opted in to receive more, updates and stuff from you. So very cool feature. And this is all stuff that you can do on a free account. You don't have to sign up for this. The only thing that you'll see on the free account is this little branding at the very bottom over here. The only way you can remove that is if you sign up for a paid account, but you don't need to do that. It's free. It works. Everything in here is functional, and it works great. So before I go, the last thing I did want to show you is in the navigation settings. If you want to kind of spruce things up a little bit, you can go in here and you can add icons. So I can click the little plus here, and I'm just going to type in home and throw in a little home icon. About me, let's do a person, and let's see, I saw one here. Yeah, this one here is probably good. I like to have these kind of matching, so if I'm going to do outlines or solids, then I'll stick to that format. Office address, let's do location, and we'll use that one. And then updates, let's see, what do we got here? I like the bell sort of look. Let's see if there's some other, oh yeah, there's this one here. So now when you go to the menu, you can see these little icons next to it here. So, it's just another little way that you can customize this a little bit. I don't know if there is a way. There probably is a way somehow. I'm noticing that these are colored when you mouse over them, when you hover over those. And I'm not sure how you actually change that. It might be a setting in here, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to play around a little bit more to figure that out. I haven't looked into that particular feature, but everything works. It looks really nice, and it's functional. People can click to call, click to text, click to email, get to your website instead of having to type information in. So it's a really cool product. And then the very, very last thing that I will show you, I have not messed with this at all, but there's also this option to add an AI chatbot. And this might be something worth playing around with, to add a chatbot to your app so that it can actually interact and answer questions or help people to find your website link, or more information about your products or offerings or whatever. This might be something to play around with and learn more about. And I'm sure that there's other people that have made videos on JotForm AIs that can go through more detail on how to set that up. I haven't messed with this at all, but all of these other features, it's just really cool. You've got a bunch of different options here. You could add a page with video if you wanted to include stuff. You can add testimonials. I don't know. There's just a handful of other things here. And of course, with the paragraph thing, you can add any amounts of text that you want. And, if there's more information you want to share, essentially we're talking about, you've built a little mini website, but it just looks like a mobile business card. I don't know what else to call it. So that's what I've been calling it. So I hope you like this video. I hope this is helpful. Go build yourself a free mobile business card and start using it and see if it's something that helps you in your business. Take care.